Hello, wonderful people. How are you? Hope you're all doing well. And thank you for coming along today. It's always a pleasure to see you along. Um, if this is your first time of coming to my channel, thank you for always um, the hunger for self improvement have brought you to my site. So I'm so glad that you have been able to cross and we have been able to cross paths. Perhaps through Google search or referral or whatever means that you have come to my site. I am so glad that you were able to meet with me today. I would highly encourage you to please click that subscribe button down there and click the notification button or the bell so that anytime I release new content, you'll be the first person to get the notification. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm so grateful for always coming back to my channel, um, for trusting me. I am so glad. And thank you for your referrals. Thank you for always sharing the content and for us to grow and build this community. I'm so grateful. So thank you. Today, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to share my screen. I'm just going to share some thoughts based on results that we got today on our what is it called, LinkedIn online audio program that we had. It was really wonderful. I really enjoyed it. In fact, if you haven't been a part of that, I would encourage you to please go to LinkedIn and search for um, Agile sharing. Is an event, audio LinkedIn audio event that happens every Friday, every Friday, and come and share your knowledge, come and learn from others. So today's one was so amazing that I wanted to share what we discussed. So what exactly are we going to talk about today? For today, we'll be talking about is Agile Scrum practice boring? Tips to make it fun. A lot of people think that Scrum and Agile is so boring. I mean, it's always the same ceremonies, it's always the same pattern, it's always the same thing. What the heck are people doing there? For the dev team, they think that the ceremonies are waste of time, right? And even for Scrum Masters, it becomes so challenging on how to make it fun. Whether you are working with distributed team members or whether you are working with team members that are on site, there are lots of tips, techniques you could use in order to make it fun. It's not just with Scrum team, it also applies in education. Let's say you are a professor or a teacher and you are looking for a way to spice things up, to engage your team or your students. What are the techniques? Or even when you are, working as, doing your parental duties, how can you really, spice things up? Or you are in a relationship and your partner is always complaining that the relationship is kind of being getting dulled or is so boring. How do you spice it up? You can see. So the idea of making it fun is not just for Scrum team, but for the purpose of today's content, I just wanted to highlight things you could do as a Scrum Master to make your Scrum and Agile practice fun. Now, notwithstanding whether you are working as a Scrum Master on site or distributed remotely, it all applies depending. Number one thing you could do, if your team is kind of complaining or if you think as a Scrum Master is getting boring, is to meet with your team. Meet your team members where they are. What do I mean? When you join a team or when you join an organization, there is always where what is called the agile maturity of your team members. The agile maturity. So you need to start from where the team is. Now you can take them from where they are to where you are hoping for them to be. So you need to meet your team where they are. Identify their level of agile maturity and take them from where they are to another level. In other words, you need to be able to study your team's culture and practice. My recommendation is not for you to start change or improvement process right away because you're going to hit the roadblock. I have shared a number of times the different techniques on how you can navigate those resistance, especially within the first 3 months, which is always the probation period when you start working as a scrum master in a new organization. So you need to meet your team where they are. The second thing you could do or you could apply is to use icebreakers. There are lots and tons of icebreakers to get your team to talk. Now, remember, whatever you are introducing to your team, you need to identify the end result. Do you just want your team to keep talking? Or if your team members are always quiet? I mean, it's kind of typical of dev team because they are technical. Most of the times they're always thinking on the code to build or a box to knock off or whatever it is. So they are always quiet. So if your objective is to get them to talk, now you need to figure out an icebreaker that will make them to talk. Do you understand the angle I'm going now? So if your objective is for them to be able to meet up with their commitment, so you need to find an icebreaker that can really help them to get to that point. So whatever you are putting out there to your team members, let it have an end purpose or an objective in mind that you're hoping to achieve. The other thing you could do in order to make it fun is to look for games. There are lots of different engaging and very fun games team members could play in person or visually. I mean, do you remember that game called the Country Flag Challenge that's become so popular on Facebook or Instagram? It's like an app. I'm not sure what it is, but all you need to do is to go and search. For example, if you go to Instagram and search Country Flag Challenge, now it pops up on top of your head, and then you can guess the country. And if you get it, good. If you don't get it, you move on. There are other games you could play like Kahoots. There are other games you could play. For example, if you go to Fun Retro has tons of games you can use. All of these is as a result of to make it fun. And you could use these games depending on the meeting you are going in for, especially when your team is trying to do sprint retrospective, which is a relaxing moment. I mean, you don't want your team to feel so pressured, or you don't want them to like feel like everything is all. There are times you can just mellow down. Now, there are some kind of in-person activities people could play. I'm just kind of I want to draw your attention to some of these things that can help you as a scrum master, as an agile practitioner, coach, so that your team would enjoy every moment, every meeting they are going in for, because they know that you have something fun to bring to the table. And believe me, if your team do trust you as a scrum master, they would definitely follow your lead. Remember, the idea is not to tell them what to do. The idea is to motivate and influence their decision making. And how would you do that? By engaging them in conversation. For some people, using the dev board, right, is so dogmatic. For example, the daily stand up, what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? Any blockers? But there are different collaborative tools you could use to make it more fun and engaging. Have you thought about using the Miro? Have you thought about using the Mural? These tools, for example, are very collaborative. Remember, the idea is not for you to broadcast to them, to the team. The idea for you to collaborate and work as a team. So, over time, I have realized that there are different things you could, apply here and then just to get your team to make it more fun, engaging, and everything is gearing towards delivery of increment each sprint. And all of these things as a result of making it more fun, engaging, so that people wouldn't burn out. I mean, one of the primary responsibility of a scrum master is to help team to deliver value. And there are things you could add here and there to just make things so easy. You are a facilitator, you are a coach, you are a mentor, you are a manager, you are an impediment remover. You are putting on different hats, but all of these boil down to helping the team to continue to deliver value. Now, I ask you, what have you done in the past to make it fun for your team? What are you planning to make it engaging for your dev team? Have you gotten to that roadblock where you're not sure on how to engage your team members? Don't worry. If you are struggling on what to do or how to make it engaging, please, I want to hear what you think in the comment section. Let's build this community of practice. And if you are really not sure and you're looking for a COP to identify and participate in weekly events, please also leave your comments in the comment section. Or you go to LinkedIn and type Agile sharing, and you will see a COP that I created where we have a weekly audio event on LinkedIn where people come from different parts of the world, come and share their ideas and ask their question. You could be part of that community, right? That's where we're going to start for today. Remember, all works and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All right. Thank you for always coming along. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for using these 12 minutes here to talk to me and also to listen to what I say here. Please help me to share this on your social media platform. Refer your friends. Come, let's talk and build this community of practice. It is a pleasure to meet with you today. Thank you for the time, and I hope to see you again next time. In the meantime, I hope you stay well. Bye for now.